Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode for Hither driving test route. So let's get on the road and see what we can pick out or what I can show you on this route. So stay tuned and enjoy.
Turn right.
So as you come out of the test center here, you will be turning right on your test.
After 200 yards, turn left, Staplehurst Road. Turn left, Staplehurst Road.
So remember this junction ahead. A lot of the time people miss this junction, so make sure you stop at the crossway.
End of the road, turn right, Manor Park.
So don't forget this crossroad here.
Turn right, Manor Park. Manor Lane, then turn left, Mitchell Lever Road. Turn right, Manor Lane, then turn left, Mitchell Lever
So remember
Road.
at this junction you're turning right and then left, so keep your speed to the minimum so that you can be able to signal back to the left and turn here without losing control. So you need to slow down properly so you can be able to make that 2 turns.
After 200 yards, turn right, Wantage Road, then turn left, Mitchell Lever Road.
So just remind you again, this is
turn right, Wantage Road, then turn left, Mitchell Lever Road.
This is test route episode number 2. If you haven't watched the one, then click the link above or scroll through the
turn left, Mitchell Lever Road, then at the end of the road, turn right, A2212, Noble Road.
Then scroll through the Hither playlist and you'd find all the episodes there for whatever I've done for Hither.
At the end of the road, turn right, A2212, Noble Road. Turn right, A2212, Noble Road.
All right, so another thing, the time I started the tests was about 12. I started, it was about 12:45-ish, so bear that in mind. So ahead, there's a bus lane. Now, bear in mind that if this bus lane is open within the time of your test, then you should use it, because at the traffic light ahead, you are turning left. So use the bus lane.
After 200 yards, turn left, A5 West Doran.
So as you can see, there is 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. in the morning, and then 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. And right now, it's just going to 1.
Turn left, A205 West Doran Avenue.
And remember, once you turn here, you're coming into the dual carriageway, which is 40 miles an hour. So make progress. So we are approaching Clifton's roundabout. So if you struggle with Clifton's roundabout, I've also got another video on Clifton's roundabout. So just scroll through the playlist and you should see Clifton's roundabout video if you're struggling with that. It's not difficult, you just need to relax.
After 400 yards, cross the roundabout, second exit, A205 West Doran Avenue.
So remember, the lane is opening to 3 lanes. Keep to your left, remain in your lane, but you can
cross the roundabout, second exit, A205 West Doran.
Now you can also use the middle lane, but your normal drive.
Many learners fail their driving test at Clifton's roundabout, not because it is difficult, it's just because of lane discipline. So the blue car started on the left lane right in front of me, and as they went into the roundabout, changed into the middle lane. And then the BSM car, on the other hand, started in the middle lane, and as they went into the roundabout again, went into the third lane and then changed back again. These should be avoided. Don't do lane straddling. So avoid this and practice good lane discipline. And then he has to find a way to come back to the left lane because he's now holding back traffic in the right lane. So notice my speed here. That's because I'm having to drive slowly to give room to the learner to come in. So this is why you should stay in your left lane in the first place, to avoid unnecessary work. Don't give yourself extra work to do.
So that would be an example of a bad movement at the roundabout, and that could get you a serious fault on your test. So the driver started on the left lane, but as soon as he or she went into the roundabout, went straight into the middle lane, and that lane straddling there is one you don't want to do on your test. And then if you notice as well, at first they signaled left.
Cross the roundabout, second exit, A205, West Durham Avenue.
So second exit, at this roundabout, I like to signal right when I get to the giveaway. That's just because the way the road is bent, I don't want to think or to confuse, or even not confusing, because it's not my problem there, but I don't want the other drivers on that side to think that I'm taking this exit. So there you go, and then my left signal here.
Take the exit, A205, West Durham Avenue.
But remember, you don't have to, but it's just a precaution that I normally do and I always encourage, because that bend is a very sharp one, and if you take the bend,
After 400 yards, turn left, A2.
when you take that bend, it does look like you're going to take the exit. Not that you signal that you will, but some drivers just assume, which is, always the problem sometimes when you drive. So if you just emphasize that, it's not a problem. So we're coming on to A2 here.
Turn left, A2.
And at this traffic light, again, the lane is really tight. It's 2 lanes and the bend is right there. So don't forget, slow down and control your steering properly to stay within your lane as you take the turn. So just watch what the cars ahead are going to do and see how close they'll be getting to each other. And that just emphasizes to you, look at that. See, sometimes you might even need to just hold back a little for the car beside you, and then that way it's safer. And just before the wall disappears or you get to the end of the wall, signal right, and remember, use your mirror. If you've got a blind spot mirror, even better.
After 800
Okay,
yards,
so the right
keep
lane
right.
is clear, and make progress and join the dual carriageway. Remember that when you're checking your mirrors to join dual carriageways or change lane, you should be focusing on the lane you want to go into. Don't be looking at the mirrors and just stuck on it for too long. So Satnav says keep right here. That's because the lane is coming to there's coming to be a lane to exit this dual carriageway. So you just remain in this middle lane when it turns to free lane. And then after this point, it changes into another free lane. Just keep to your left and you'll be fine.
After 0.7 miles, take the exit, A2, towards
Now at this
Central
point, they
London.
can ask you to do independence driving and just tell you to follow the road signs to central London. So bear this in mind. Most of the time you get independence driving on this road. So central London will be the
After
next
800
exits
yards,
ahead.
take the exit,
And that's the same one
A2
going towards
Central London.
Peckham or Greenwich.
Then go left on the roundabout, first exit, towards Peckham.
Alright, so that's the third marker. Right here is the second marker. See the green
Take
board.
the exit,
And when you get to the
towards
first
Central
marker,
London. Then
signal
go left on the roundabout, first
left.
exit, towards Peckham.
And remember, don't use the hatched marking here to use them to exit. Get to the end of it, right where this arrow is. Come in here and you're fine. And remember that as you come out of this point, you're coming back into 30 miles zone ahead. So start reducing your speed, ease off the gas, and prepare for the roundabout. So first exit, keep to your left so that again filter into the left lane.
Go left on the roundabout, first exit, A2 towards Peckham, then turn left, B212, Shooters Hill Road.
So at this point, stay in the middle lane because you're going straight ahead. The left lane is turning left only at the traffic light. So bear that in mind.
After 300 200 yards, turn left, B212, Shooters Hill
So as you
Road.
can see, that traffic light changed there, but I can't stop at that point because I'm quite close to it, and at that speed it would be an emergency braking sort of.
Turn left, B212, Shooters Hill Road.
And that's really not necessary to brake at that point, so it wouldn't be safe. Now the next road we're going into, someone failed there because she missed the sign. The sign is changing to a maximum speed limit of 20. So when you turn left here, just on the open field, the road is 20 miles per hour maximum. And slow down again. Don't go over the lane for those turning right. Slow down and stay in your lane. And right there is the speed sign. So don't miss it. So as you can see, it's an open field. So you're going to feel very slow. But that's the speed limit. So 20 miles an hour maximum. And if you look at your interior mirror, you see people behind you, and that starts to pressurize you. Just remind yourself you're doing the right thing. Don't put pressure on yourself. Only do that if you don't really want that license, and then maybe that's okay. But if you've worked so hard for this, and watch the zebra, watch people coming towards it, you'd have cyclists sometimes come towards the zebra. So plan ahead and look ahead of it. A lot of the times you have people jogging around. So remember, because they're jogging or they're cycling, they would get to the zebra quicker than if they were to be walking.
After 200 yards, cross the roundabout, first exit, B212, Montpelier. Cross the roundabout, first exit, B212, Montpelier.
So you've got this mini roundabout. The road is open, so you can actually check your right and see before you even get to the roundabout. So that way you don't have to be hesitating and holding back unnecessarily. And keep left here. Now don't forget, ahead of you there's a giveaway there, so it's like a wide junction, so you're gonna have to look over to the right. The good thing is you can see that right from this point, so the earlier you start to look, the better. Otherwise, when you get to the giveaway, you're gonna have to lean over to look over your shoulder. So make life easier for yourself and look just as you approach the junction. So it's quiet. This is actually quite, should I say, in my opinion, an easy route. So if you stay calm and you're relaxed, there is no much thing to really worry about or stress about. So again, don't stop on the zebra crossing like this driver in front. These are things you want to avoid. It's totally avoidable in this case, but due to lack of concentration, I suppose, or planning, or just probably don't care, would do that. But in your case, this could happen on your test because you're nervous and you just didn't realize that you haven't got enough space ahead. So bear this in mind. And if this happens on your test with this kind of traffic, then you're gonna have to use a good tactic. So you've got to give way, but eventually if you keep giving way here, you might never get a chance to go. But don't block like this driver did. Just look at them and try and smile. Give them a smiley face. Eventually someone might give you way. Here you go. But this one is not so bad. It's like getting to a roundabout in busy traffic or heavy traffic. Giving way to the right, you may never leave that roundabout. So I always say just move along with the traffic. As long as there's a safe opportunity, just get the front end of your car out slightly, and then that way you've taken that space, and then they just have to wait. But don't forget though, you've got to be able to do it confidently. Don't get into it. Yeah, but if you can't do that, then the other thing advice is try and do the smiley face. Give them a guilty plea. Just look at them like, please. And eventually, it always works. Someone will give you way, trust me. But the first mistake you're going to do is not even looking at them at all. Because no one's going to give you way if you're not looking their way. They won't. So, make sure you look at them. And try and smile.
After 200 yards, go right on the roundabout, third exit, B220, the terrace.
So third exit here, that's right.
Go right on the roundabout, third exit, B220, the terrace.
So you need to be very careful at this roundabout. The reason being that the second exit and the third exit are both on your right. So most of the times learners are focusing on vehicles coming from the third exit, which is their right. But you have to remember that vehicles coming out from the second exit signaling to turn right also have priority over you. So keep those two roads in mind, second and third exit. On the other hand, also remember that vehicle coming out from the second exit and not signaling, which means going straight ahead, will also block the one from the third exit, so which gives you an opportunity there. So bear these two things in mind.
No one on my right and no one turning around, so that's it. Don't forget, look out properly at that roundabout, because sometimes there are people coming from the second exit and they actually turning right. So if that's the case, you would have to wait for them. So look out properly. It's very, very uncommon to have a mini roundabout with 4 exits like that.
After 200 yards, turn left, Randram Road, then turn right, Belmont Park. Turn left, Randram Road, then turn right, Belmont Park. After 200 yards, turn right, Belmont Park, then, at the end of the road, turn left, A20, E15, Lehigh Road. Turn right, Belmont Park, then, at the end of the road, turn left, A20, E15, Lehigh Road. At the end of the road, turn left, A20, E15, Lehigh Road, then turn right, East Down Park.
So at the end of the road, you're turning left and then right. So make sure
Turn
when you
left,
turn left,
A20,
then keep to the right.
Lehigh Road, then turn right, eastbound Park.
Now, not this place. Now, sometimes if there's heavy traffic, you can use the hatched marking.
Turn right, eastbound Park, then turn left.
So like I was saying, if there is heavy traffic and there are already few cars turning right, you can use that hatched area.
Turn left, eastbound Park.
So at this point, you are now heading back to the test center. It is just as short as that. Now, obviously, the only other thing you would do would be your parking, pulling up on the left, maybe pulling up on the right, maybe emergency braking. Those are the things, and maybe your own way of driving. These are the only things that would determine if you're going to be driving for 30 minutes or 40 minutes or 45 minutes. So it's, and then the traffic is wrong. Sorry. So yeah, but other than that, maybe 30 minutes, 35 minutes, you'll be done. And that would have been the end of it. And if you're relaxed, there's really nothing big on this route, nothing major at all. But a lot of the times, people panic at Clifton's roundabout or on that dual carriageway, and that's where many of the mistakes happen.
Turn right,
So
Ennisdale
you
Road,
get to the
then
50 miles
you
per
have
hour
reached your
zone
destination on your
on
left.
A2, and then you freak out. And when you freak out, that is where things go wrong. So you make the mistake. So yeah, so traffic cannot go past the bridge. You can only come this other way around. So your test would either end here, just on the left, or the examiner might tell you to turn right and then pull up on this road here on the side. So yeah, and that would have been the end of it. So simple as that. So guys, just relax. This is not difficult. To be honest, I believe that some routes outside London are actually much more difficult than driving in the center of London, at least in Hither Green. So for example, I've done a couple of routes in Sheffield and Bishop Stortford, and I would tell you for free that those routes are a lot more difficult than this, especially with the narrow spaces, the bends, the speed limit being national speed limit on most of those roads, or even 60 and 40 when it's not national speed limit. So this is really easy and simple. So relax yourself and you'll be fine. So I hope you find this helpful, and remember, if you do, click the like button, comment below if you've got any questions or suggestions on anything around during the video. And remember, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please click the subscribe button. It would really help the channel. Remember, I could have been doing a lesson right now, but I choose to do a bit of more routes to put up for you guys on Fridays and weekends. So please appreciate the effort, and that'll be really helpful, and I appreciate it. So see you, take care, and see you in the next video.